Hey Bills Mafia, how are you? Welcome to another episode of The Shed with hashtag Irish Bills Mafia. I'm Trevor, and how are you keeping this evening? I'm doing the video a day earlier today because a friend of mine requested it, and this friend of mine is his birthday today. So, Chris, my friend, happy birthday to you. You find Chris at CS Sampson Bills. So I'll spell that for you at CSAMPSONBILLS on Twitter. Chris did an interview with me a few weeks ago about being an Irish Bills Mafia supporter or Bills Mafia fan here in Ireland. And his article, I was amazed how well it was written and brilliant it was, even though I was talking in it, but it felt like I wasn't reading it, even though everything was correct. But it was just sort of surreal to be asked, and I'm very privileged and honoured and thankful to Chris. And you find it at buffalofambase.com. That's buffalofambase.com. They're part of the Bills Mafia worldwide. So please give Chris a follow on Twitter, and if you have a chance to read the article, please do. It's very interesting. He's done different articles on the whole lot, but just for myself, I was fascinated how much he knew about Ireland as much as I knew about American football, and he did know his stuff. Fair play to him. So that's the first part. So happy birthday, Chris, and have a wonderful day and a wonderful year ahead, my friend. The second part of my video today is a review of the game last week against Green Bay. We got the win, and it was a hard-earned win in the end, which it shouldn't have been. To be honest, I'm a little disappointed. Not that you can be disappointed with a win, but with the performance of the win. I thought in the second half we let them back into it. We took our foot off the gas. We did stupid things. We let them run for fun a lot of the time. And, it was obvious from the start of the game, Aaron Rodgers was afraid to throw the ball. And we should have capitalised on it, and we should have blocked up the run better. And I'm not been smart. When something is down, you put it down. Especially in football, you don't take the foot off the gas. Like, we won by 10 points. What was it, 27-17? It sounds like a tight game. It shouldn't have been a tight game. It was 24-3 at halftime. Or 24-7 at halftime, excuse me. 24-7 at halftime. That was game over. It should have been 48-14. I'm not been smart. It should have been. Like, we should not have taken our foot off the gas. We had them pinned at halftime, and it makes them look good that they won the second half 10-3. That's a boost for them, and it shouldn't have happened. I'm just looking at the stats here, and excuse me for looking down, but I have some stuff wrote down. Rodgers passed for 203 yards, and Allen passed for 218 yards. Now, I know everyone's entitled to a bad game, but we had bigger weapons. We should have kept throwing the ball. Both got 2 touchdowns. Rodgers had 1 interception and Josh had 2. These things happen in games. Seeing them, they were silly, but we were ahead. But that's part of the reason of letting them back in. We shouldn't have. We should just finish them. Rushing yards. So looking at that, Devin Singletary, he had 14 attempts of rushing. He did 67 yards at an average of 4.8 yards. Josh had 6 rushes. He had 6 attempts, 49 yards at 8.2 yards. We had James Cook had 5, 35 yards at average of 7 yards per rush, and Isaiah McKenzie had a 2-yard rush for a touchdown. On their side, they had Aaron Jones had 143 yards. Now he played puck on us, so he did, and he should have been shut down. He didn't get a touchdown, but 143 yards against our defence is too much. And then they had 2 other rushers as well, but AJ Dillon had 10 rushes for 54 yards at 5.4, and Aaron Rodgers had 1 rush for 11 yards. Any quarterback can have 1 rush. I wouldn't worry about that. Sacks. There was 2 sacks on each team. So sacks wise, our offensive line did their job protecting Josh. Total yards, Buffalo had 369 and Green Bay had 398, and that's my point. That shouldn't be. Passing yards, we had 216, Green Bay had 190, and yards per play, we had 6.8 and Green Bay had 6.3. Now, that all sounds like a tight game, but when you're 24-7 up at halftime, that's not a tight game. And I've seen from football side here, my team that I follow here, when they have games that they're dominant in, sometimes they take their foot off the gas and sometimes they make it very, very slippy and very tricky to finish out a game. And instead of, you see other teams around here, and you see them in the NFL, that are ruthless. You look at Philadelphia last weekend, they didn't let Pittsburgh back in, it was ruthless. And we need to be ruthless. We're allowed one blip, we won the game, that's the main thing. And we move on to next weekend, but we have to finish them off when we have the chance. It was a time to put Aaron Rodgers out of his misery, because he is in misery, he's not enjoying his football, and we should have buried them out of sight. So that's my thoughts on last weekend. My last line I wrote down here: wasn't happy with second half performance, as I explained, but a win is a win. And I will take a bad performance on a win any day than a good performance on a loss. So I'm being sort of picky, but that's just my thoughts on the game. So looking ahead to this weekend against the New York Jets, the New York Jets lost to the Patriots last weekend, and to be honest, their quarterback let them down 90% of it, because he threw some awful shots, awful passes, and made awful bad decisions. So, is that a good thing going into our game? I don't know, because he had played 4 brilliant weeks beforehand. So I wouldn't read anything into it as in that we're going to go in and just blitz them out of the water. But looking again at a few numbers between Zach and Josh. Zach, now I know he's missed a few games, is 1,048 yards, and Josh is 2,198. So there's a big difference there. Zach has 3 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Josh has 19 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Now that's 19 involvements in touchdowns, not 19 touchdowns. Our rushing yards are Devin Singletary and Josh Allen are our top guys, and they're 323 and 306, where B Hall and Jay Robinson are 463 and 340. So if you look at their game, it's more rushing than it is throwing. So like last weekend against Green Bay, we have to find a way of blocking the run. And don't get me wrong, we are better than New York Jets, but if we give them the game that we give the second half to Green Bay, we will be in trouble. And we don't need to be in trouble. We've already lost our first conference game against the Miami Dolphins, and we can't go and lose another one. Receiving yards, then we are way ahead, where Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis have 764 yards and 418, where G. Wilson and C. Davis has 429 and 351. So you can see they're not throwing the ball much. So we need to A, block their run, and B, we need to throw the ball. Now I know Devin Singletary is coming in, and so is Young Cook. He's making a difference now, and he's improving his game a good bit. I thought at the start that he might be a fish out of water, but he is making a difference. But we need to change them, have a bit of run, but our power game is our throwing game, Josh's throwing game. He also has Dawson Knox, and he has other guys he can throw to as well. My thoughts and predictions for the game for the weekend, well, I still think that we will win. I have us down for a 35-20 win against the Jets. I think our offense needs to click for a full game, and if it does, we're well able and easy get that score. And our defense, once it blocks the run, it has to block that's their game, is the run. Yes, they will throw a ball here or there, but we have our defenders that can cut that out, our Kyer Elams and co. And I don't know if Trey White is going to be back this weekend or not, but if he is, he's another guy that can snuff out any passing movements. So Vaughn and Ed Oliver and co needs to get up on top of Zach and need to block the run as much as possible. So that is my thoughts on the games from last weekend and this weekend. Just one or two little things I want to go through. So I'm starting to release hoodies and a t-shirt. It's just something I came up with. I just put it out there for a price. I've got back a few ideas that I'm going to go with. I'm waiting for t-shirts to come this week, and I'll have a few spare if someone wants them before Christmas, but I won't have too many. The hoodies, I'm just getting one of each just to show you what they're like. And if you want to go for them, all the information's on Twitter. My Twitter page is at trev76_Irish, and I'll have pictures there. And once I get them, I'll show you and give you an idea. And if you want to go for them, I think they're cool looking. Hopefully they come soon, and you can see them on and see what you think. To go with the mugs and keyrings. The mugs and keyrings can be got up to November 24th ordered, and after that then you can get them, but I can't guarantee a Christmas delivery. I was told by the people that make them that up until that date they'll get guaranteed to have them for me before Christmas so I can get them out. But after that then it's just a waiting game until, and I'm sure it'll be the same with the hoodies. That's why with the hoodies and t-shirts, I'll have a few t-shirts spare, but I'm not going to guarantee that if you order them that I can get them before Christmas. So once I get the stuff first, I'll show you, and then you can make your own minds up afterwards. So that is everything from my video today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. You're watching the YouTube, but if you're on Twitter, it's at #IrishBillsMafia, my YouTube channel. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter, I am going to start writing a blog probably after the weekend's games. Now, I haven't started it yet. I'm going to wait until this weekend and maybe start it this weekend, and I'll write a few notes in a blog, and I'll put that information up on Twitter too if you want to watch it or read it. And I'm just trying to, as I said, get out a bit more, and more people, the more support I get, the better that is for me. Just to get out there and get to know people. And as I said, I'm just a Buffalo Bills fan from Ireland, and I just want you to see and hear my thoughts, and hopefully they make sense, and I apologise if they don't. So look, thanks very much for watching, and have a wonderful weekend, and go Bills, and hopefully this day next week or Thursday next week when I'm doing my next video, we have another W and a better performance. So thanks very much for watching. Go Bills.